The Airbus A380 saw production cease towards the back end of 2021, marking the end of over a decade of production for what was, and still is to date, the world's largest passenger plane. During the height of the pandemic, questions emerged over the feasibility of continuing to operate an aircraft such as the 380 for many airlines, and it subsequently led to either the complete removal, partial retirement, or grounding of fleets around the world. However, as the industry has progressed in the past 18 months, the Airbus A380 has, one way or another, quickly become an aircraft that has worked its way back into the industry with carriers, especially that of Dubai-based Emirates, who are absolutely loving the capacity and flexibility that the type offers them. So much so that Tim Clark has now on numerous occasions noted interest in a potential new Airbus A380-like aircraft to eventually replace their existing fleet of over 100 of the type, of course them being the largest worldwide operator of the A380. Now, from re-engineering the Airbus A380 to much more, speculation and discussion has definitely been heightened since this point, with people attempting to understand ways that it could be feasible to build a new 380. Meanwhile, the Emirates president has continued to comment on his affection for such an aircraft, most recently speaking with Flight Global, noting that with the current existing aircraft they have on order and the types of aircraft that are generally being built, it will be impossible to cope with the demand we will see as an airline industry. He's forecasting more growth than is expected, and of course from airport capacity to slots and much more, there are definitely problems there. He even went as far as saying ordering hundreds of, say, narrow-body aircraft still won't fill the gap and will actually lead to more problems with the potential rise in costs of flights, therefore negatively impacting the flying public. Tim Clark, at an event and also speaking directly to the media publication, said again that Airbus needs to look at developing a new A380. Not necessarily now, but an aircraft for the 2040s, still 2 decades away, and that has the seating capacity of the A380. While he said it doesn't need to be exactly like the Super Jumbo, it needs to offer Emirates the same capabilities. With their current future aircraft, which again to confirm does include the 777-9 and the A350, which both are quoted at potentially seating over 400 people depending on the configuration opted for, Tim Clark said that these aircraft still won't be good enough for a replacement to the A380. In addition, slot restrictions and the availability at airports around the world are becoming an ever more pressing concern for many customers worldwide. The beauty of Emirates with their A380 is they can carry so many passengers on the one single flight to a city in the world once daily, over say having multiple flights per day to amount to the same capacity. It's not a model that works for every airline, that has to be said off the bat, but for Emirates it's a model that works, and that's why they've seen so much success from the Airbus A380 being a flagship for them, and of course they're one of the airlines that has driven the sales for the type since it was initially announced, being that largest customer by a country mile. Again, it's a very intriguing request and idea for future aircraft from Clark himself. However, the question remains, would Airbus ever really move forward with such an idea? What would the efficiency be like, and much more? With engine manufacturers consistently evolving and studying new, more efficient engines, who knows where we're going to be in the next decade, and whether Emirates will get their wish granted. Of course, current plans do indicate they would like to keep their Airbus A380s on until the midway point of the 2030s, so that gives you a bit of a timeline for how long we're going to see the A380 flying with the Dubai mega carrier. To Jam, Stefan, Neil, Don, Al Walid, Jaden Elliott, Will Austin 9, Leslie got to cast with B and the Flash Cuban. Thanks for being cabin crew members and supporting DJ's Aviation further. Do take care, do be safe, and I will see you next time.